Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. So in today's video, I want to talk about something pretty insane coming out of Epic Games Store. I thought they were going to kneel down a little bit when it came to the exclusivity deals and things of that nature, but no, they are going into overdrive. How about exclusivity deals that also make the game free for 24 hours to own? That's literally what they're doing, and we'll talk that in just a little bit. However, obviously, there is a bigger issue in the world right now, and I do want to quickly touch upon that. I don't want to get too in-depth on it because this isn't a channel about that. However, if you guys would like to hear my opinions, I could make a video, but honestly, I want you guys to come to your own conclusion and come to an understanding and really form your own opinions, and don't just be mindless sheep, and just because I think a certain way about certain issues, you have to think the exact same way. You all have a voice, and obviously the voice we should be using the most right now is just people have to be nicer to each other, people have to be unified, we have to be kind to each other, and yes, there is an absolute issue that is in the nation right now with everything that's going on, and obviously, building on top of the global pandemic that is going on, that is just not going to make things any better. Anxiety levels are crazy, depression levels I'm sure are crazy. And honestly, I've been a person that has dealt pretty well with anxiety. I've never really gotten all that anxious in my life, but when it's come to what's going on now, yeah, my anxiety has creeped up a little bit, and I'm just like, man, can this actually be happening? What kind of timeline are we in right now? And 2020 has just been an absolute insane year. I mean, Kobe dying hit me really hard, but think about how long ago that was. It feels like a lifetime ago, and then you're talking about a global pandemic, and now what happened with George Floyd, it is just really, really scary for a lot of people. And honestly, at this point, I'm just praying that after all of this ends, we pray for each other's health and safety, and hopefully we become more unified after surviving through something like this, and hopefully things do change, because things absolutely need to change from a wide spectrum of things. It's just not one issue. There's so many layers to this, and I can ramble about it for an hour, and it is something I'm very, very passionate about, but I'm not going to get into that right now. If you want to see me do videos on it, I guess I can. If you want me to talk about it on social media, I can. I put out one quick tweet, but that was really it. Because I don't think you guys are generally that interested in my take about issues like this. I think you guys are interested about gaming news, free games, game deals, PC hardware videos, things of that nature. But nevertheless, everybody should be abundantly aware of what's going on and all of the facts that pertain to it. But I'm hoping that the majority of you guys are already keeping up with the news. I mean, it's kind of impossible to miss it at this point. Nonetheless, that was a little bit long. Hopefully, if you weren't interested, you just skip right through it. Let's talk about the Epic Games Store, because this news story is gaining a lot of traction right now. A Total War Saga Troy on Epic Games Store. Okay, so that's one thing, an exclusivity deal being brokered between Sega and Epic Games. While I don't like it, Total War should be on Steam. I mean, Total War is one of those prominent franchises on Steam. Total War sales are a regular thing. We saw Shogun 2 being given away on Steam for free, and now Total War Saga Troy being on the Epic Games Store for a year is a pretty big deal, and it's a little bit unfortunate because Total War is a franchise that even if I'm not super into strategy games, I'll enjoy myself a little bit of Total War every now and again. However, let's read the blog post from the official Total War page because it tells us a lot. Here it is. A Total War Saga Troy is an Epic Games Store exclusive for 12 months and will be available free if you claim it in the first 24 hours. We'll circle back to that in just a little bit because we can talk about that for a while. That's right, we're giving away Troy for free to keep as long as you claim it in the 24-hour window. So it's free to keep. This is literally a new game they are giving away for free for the first 24 hours. We're really excited about Troy, and we're even more excited that this will give you more of the chance to play it and enjoy it than might have had it otherwise. While we know some of you won't like the Epic Games Store exclusivity, we feel like this is a great opportunity for us in a lot of ways, and we're hoping that you'll take some time to hear us out and for us to answer what some of the questions we think you might have. So yes, a great opportunity. What does that mean? Oh baby, that check must have been pretty freaking big. First of all, this is an opportunity for Troy specifically, and we have no plans for future games to be Epic exclusives. I don't know about that one. As developers, we truly value our existing fans, but at the same time, we want to reach new audiences and have as many people as possible experiencing the thrill of Total War for themselves. I mean, come on, that sense is just gold. You want as many people to play it as possible, but you're limiting it to one storefront. Look, I get it. They cut you a big fat check to the point where you can give away the game for free. I understand what's going on, but to try to get like something like that across, I mean, just say it was a great opportunity. That's the end of it. Don't say this is an opportunity for us to expand our user base because it's limited to one store. As a business, that means putting Total War onto new platforms so that it can reach more players, but you don't have to lock it out of other platforms. This is part of that, and in principle, we'd like future Total Wars to be simultaneously available from launch day on as many storefronts as possible. Right now, this is a one-year, one-time limited-time exclusive deal for Troy. We've always said that Sega titles allow us to experiment, and this is an experiment on a grand scale. Troy seemed like a good game to try this out with, especially as pre-orders aren't live on Steam yet, so no one's already put money into a store they'll have to wait 12 extra months for it to appear on. Still, I don't know if they were promoting the game on Steam already. I believe it is because I looked it up and the page is live on Steam. Unless it went live today, it's kind of hot garbage to have a game on Steam, promoted on Steam, but then turn around and stab them in the back and then release it as an exclusive. I thought Steam put in something in their terms of service where you can't do that anymore. Maybe they just locked out people from pre-ordering the game. Whatever it is, that is still something that's a little bit scummy. But again, I don't know if the Steam page just went live today. So that is something to note. So now that's out of the way, here's a little more backstory. Epic approached us and asked if Troy could be an Epic exclusive as a part of a commercial deal. That's not to say that we immediately signed on the dotted line or that the money was the only reason that we did this. It's not. It was a difficult decision, and you can be assured that there were a lot of differing opinions in the studio and a lot of discussions about it, which largely focused on what it would mean for you, the players. However, ultimately, we considered two things. First, we're at a time when we're looking to invest more into the ongoing development of Total War. This felt like an opportunity to really move the franchise forward by getting it in front of more people. It's not being in more people outside of the game is going to be free, but I can understand from that standpoint that it is going to be in front of more people, but the audience is ultimately going to be limited because after that 24-hour free period, a lot of people are not going to buy the game on the Epic Game Store. Nevertheless, secondly, Epic were paying for our players to have our latest release free on day one. For Total War's 20th birthday, that felt like an opportunity too good to pass up. As mentioned, and like others in the industry, a key reason for exploring other digital stores is that we don't want to be limited to just to Steam, but you can release it on Steam and other platforms. Nevertheless, we also want to diversify our business. In fact, we want to get our games onto as many stores as possible. Long term, we want to expand where players find Total War. This deal gives us a great way to try out other platforms such as Epic to see what works for us and what doesn't. It allows us to get a feel for the development required to expand other platforms, and it's relatively risk-free for you too, as the game's available for free when claimed in the first 24 hours. They go on a little bit longer. Lastly, they know, finally, we've got just one favor to ask. However you feel about this, please keep any criticism to the studio as a whole, and don't take it out on individual employees that you might find on various social media platforms. We get it, it's unexpected, but they're not going to be able to change anything and probably weren't the ones who made the decision. Regardless, we really think you'll love Troy, and hey, it's free, so definitely give it a shot and redeem it, your 24-hour freebie, and enjoy the game. If not, it'll be just a year until it's available on Steam. Ultimately, we think this is good for our players, good for Creative Assembly, and therefore good for Total War. So really what it came down to is they must have gotten a gigantic check, because I understand you want to expand the franchise and you want more people to play it. Honestly, I don't know if the trade-off of limiting the game to Epic Game Stores, even if it's free, offsets the amount of players you lose based on the game not being on Steam, because the Steam visibility is just actually crazy, and I'm sure that Epic Games cut a giant check, and this is so surprising because for a little while it seemed like Epic Games was dialing back on the exclusivity agreement, but now they just went all in on a game. Think about this. This was a game that you would think would at least be $30 to $40, maybe even more. Maybe it would have been a $50 to $60 game. They essentially paid for that game exclusivity, and then they're paying to the point where it can be free for 24 hours. How many people are actually going to end up buying the game now? Probably pretty few. And that's just a crazy idea to think about, because it's not like this is a game, at least I don't think, that's going to be riddled with microtransactions and it's going to be, you know, a live service kind of game. Yeah, you can do free-to-plays like that, but this is a fully-fledged game. Total War games, I don't think have ever been free-to-play. Maybe there was a mobile game or something of that extent, but games like Shogun 2, Rome, all of these games have been premier $50, $60 games, maybe $40 at time. So the fact that you can spend the amount of money to not only acquire it as an exclusive, but also spend the money to justify it being free for 24 hours, they know, Sega and Creative Assembly know that they're going to lose out on a ton of sales, but more people will be playing it because it is free. At least more people than the regular Epic Games release, where a game like Control, obviously it's going to have a limited user base based on the fact that it's Epic exclusive and it's a $60 game. But in the case of Troy, it's going to have a larger user base, but you're not going to get any revenue out of it. But obviously, they were compensated on that loss of revenue in that initial 24 hours, and 24 hours is usually when the bulk of the sales do happen. So this is just crazy. I really want to know how much money they spent on this deal, and maybe sooner rather than later, we'll find out, because we're talking, weren't they spending 7 figures for games like Control? Weren't they spending north of 2 million and crazy numbers like that? How much are they spending for a game to have it be exclusive? A game that has the lineage of a Total War. Total War is relatively big, and then you're talking about giving it away for free on day one? This is just something that is unprecedented, and yes, there's a lot of bad about it. I imagine a lot of people are going to be inherently excited that Troy is going to be on the Epic Game Store, but man, How much money does Epic Games have? How much money do they have off Fortnite and Unreal Engine? It's gotta be a lot of money, because you're giving away Grand Theft Auto, you're giving away Borderlands Handsome Collection, you're giving away Ark, you're giving away other major free games, and then now you're getting exclusive deals where you give away the game as well on day one free. Like, I don't even know how this is a viable business model. Are people actually buying games on EGS, or are they just getting the free games and then piecing out? I think that's what the majority of people are doing, but hey, EGS would have the statistics on that. Are they actually converting those people that are getting the games for free into actual people that are buying games as well? Let me know in the comment section below. Have you actually bought a game on the Epic Game Store if you use it, or have you been using it exclusively just to get the free games? Because anecdotally, from what I see, that does seem to be the imperative trend, that everybody's just getting it to get the free games, and then they're like, alright, I got GTA 5, peace out, EGS, back to Steam to play other games. And yeah, if that's the case, I don't really know how this is a viable business model, but nevertheless, maybe they've got a plan for it ultimately in a few years to expand in different ways. That's going to conclude this video. Again, off the top of this video, I just want to let everyone know, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm praying we get through this. I'm praying after everything that 2020 has been, that we're all unified, we're all even more together than we have been in the past. And honestly, in the past, it does seem like we've been a little bit split up. Nevertheless, that's going to conclude this video. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.